Real ID Day is finally here. As of today, May 7th, your ID will need to be Real ID compliant to travel domestically or to enter a federal building or facility. For some of us, that just means you're going to use your passport. But of course, because the way a universe works, I am traveling today. I've already done posts in the past about the racism and surveillance around the Real ID concepts because those have been around and they've been ramping them out for years. So today I want to talk about how even though Real ID is becoming the standard and expectation, don't forget that you can still opt out of facial recognition and biometric theft at checkpoints and airports. I'm going to talk about this using some of the more recent kiosks that they're rolling out. This is the Credential Authentication Technology CAT2 TSA machine. Why am I spending my time talking about a machine? Because I want you to know your enemy before you get there. It's important to note that not all airports have the same technology, and today I'm speaking specifically about the US Empire. You will note there are several different ways to authenticate on this machine, and the agent will be standing behind this other screen here, and often there's this whole plexiglass wall between you and the agent. Remember that you're going to be coming from over here, so you're going to be approaching like this. Before you approach, you want to make sure that your face doesn't appear in front of this screen here. You have to let them know that you want to opt out before you get captured by this screen. And you also have to let them know that you want to opt out before you run your credentials through any of these different methods. So you need to be watching before you approach while you're standing in line where these machines are and which one you're supposed to approach. What I do is I hold something in front of my face. I always wear a mask. I either turn away or I look down so that I make sure that I'm not being caught by this as I approach the machine. And I already have my ID out and ready to speak to the agent to tell them I'm going to opt out before my ID gets captured. An ID here can mean Real ID or passport. So once again, I approach looking away from this and making sure I'm not captured directly in front of it, with my ID or passport in hand, approaching usually to the side saying I'm opting out of the photo. When I started opting out almost a decade ago, they didn't know what the hell was going on. But now, because they've gone through training and because more and more people are opting out, they know what to do. They're better at it. Some agents will still give you a hard time, pretend they don't know, lie, say that you can't do it, intimidate you, try to tell you that it will take way longer. But if and when you can, insist upon opting out because that is your right. Only after you've told the agent that you're going to opt out should you hand over your ID. Sometimes they will take it themselves and scan it. Sometimes they will tell you to scan it in one of these many ways. And of course, they've built it so that everything centers around this. So in order for you to use these machines, it's difficult for you to not be in front of this. You can do it, but you definitely have to be dodging it the entire time. So there's one where you can put your passport page on it to scan it. Another method is using your device for contactless or QR code scanning over here. And then finally inserting your Real ID in here. It is a riot to me that there are no less than 6 ways to verify your identity at this one kiosk. Oppressors love making things complicated for us. As always, if you are of any identity that white, cis, het, anti-immigrant, ableist, capitalist culture does not want to exist, then be mindful of the risks that are being put on you. And if you are of any identity where lower risk is put on you, this is a great opportunity to be a co-conspirator. Visit this website that I created on all things opt-out, consent, AI, facial recognition, and biometrics. And if and when you can, opt out, opt out, opt out.